Welcome to the UDP broadcast, a podcast where a group of friends get together and talk about gaming-related topics and offer both informed and uninformed opinions. I'm your host, Luminary, and I'm accompanied today by my co-host, the Nordic Cajun.
Get back in your seat. You're not allowed to leave for the next hour.
Sit your ass down.
Master
And
of Architecture.
away. Waddle, waddle.
And hello, I am a barcode. I am code 128 compliant. And if you scan the sticker of me in our Discord, it will come back saying, I'm me.
It will.
It will.
And,
It's actually kind of cool.
and playing with crocodiles, we have from the Emerald Dream, Raina, the Crit Chicken.
Crikey, mate. I'm avoiding the alleged Florida man. Well, not alleged, elusive. Not really elusive. He's always in my face. Ah! Waddle, waddle.
They're known as
Waddle,
swamp puppies, sir.
Or
Swamp
murder logs.
puppies.
Swamp puppy or murder log, both are acceptable.
Hey,
I agree.
listen. Yesterday was Flat Fuck Friday. I don't want to hear it.
It was.
Yeah, I think you even posted like an image of a gator like right outside somebody's glass sliding door.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was awesome.
He's cold. Let him in.
If you're cold, he's cold.
Yeah.
And speaking of cold, did you know that 10% of all the revenue generated by the show goes to a wonderful organization called the Trevor Project? And our wonderful mascot Ping has some more info.
The Trevor
on
Project
what
is
the
the leading
Trevor Project
organization
is.
working to end LGBTQ youth suicide in the US and beyond. The non-profit operates several programs to help prevent and respond to the public health crisis of LGBTQ youth suicide, including 24/7 free crisis services, research, advocacy, education, and peer support.
Thank you, Ping. This is an opinion show. We have opinions, and those opinions in no way reflect corporate policy of any organization that we're affiliated with, also known as We're Poor.
And if you try, I'm going to eat your data.
You will,
all
too.
of it. I will go to your tape libraries and I will start eating all of your tapes. Every last one of them.
Just don't get tapeworms.
Weight loss pill from the 1700s. Yummy.
So, episode 81. I named this one Notice Me, Senpai.
Ooh, that's a throwback.
Because Nintendo has been very about what they've been doing lately, and some of the articles coming out is pretty crazy. But let's talk about the dumbest thing that they've done. Have you seen Alarmo?
No.
Well,
It reminds me of that movie called, never mind.
apparently Nintendo.
Oh.
What was that?
Oh.
I've been wanting to do that for a while now.
Ah, okay. That was a $20 donation. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen one of those in a while. There we go. Woot! Thanks, Cajun. Total concentration breaker. Thank you for that donation. Go straight to the Trevor Project, which was just mentioned before. But yeah, no. So they apparently a lot of folks have been waiting for the next Switch 2 announcement, and whatnot, and Nintendo's like, how about an alarm clock?
How about you suck my ass?
And apparently, I kind of want one, but the problem is that it has like motion sensors that turn off when you sit up, and that's great unless you're not sleeping alone. So, like, if your partner or friend or whoever that you're currently in bed with gets up, it could turn off the alarm. Mind you, waking up.
Imagine it's scanning you while you're getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Now Nintendo and the rest of everyone else knows that you've been doing the dirty.
And then you look over at it, you just see Mario and your Luigi just staring at you.
In shame.
Oh, this article.
Like, we know what you did.
Article by
You know what you're doing.
Now you got your count in for Pokemon Go.
I'm going to drop this link into Twitch chat right now. This article, if you go and take a look at the tweets about this thing, it's pretty much making fun of like sex life improves, can no longer use Alarmo, and like there's one in there where it's like Mario sounds when you wake up. Oh snap! Amy with a $5 donation. Thank you, Amy.
Oh.
Yeah. You had to cross that $50.
Oh wait, don't copyright that.
Don't copyright what?
Well, don't. I hope Nintendo doesn't come after me for
Nintendo?
the.
Is that where you
The
swipe
Tinder.
right on the games that you like? Like, ooh, is that Samus? You swipe right. Oh, it's Mario. Swipe left.
Samus.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm trying to bring out my inner Floridian, I guess. You know, the little country drawl, a little bit coming out.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
I reckon I'm onto something with that one with Nintendo.
I reckon.
Go play some Tinder. But yeah. But yeah, so alarm clock. So if you ever wanted to wake up to Mario or Metroid or Zelda sounds, I think it even has like the rapid piano. You know, the creepy pasta one that people do for like short TikToks and whatnot, where everything goes real fast. I think that's even in there.
Or hear me out. You can do that with your phone too,
Oh, you could.
and you wouldn't have to drop what $100 for a Mario clock.
Yeah, go look at those tweets inside that article. It's freaking great. And while you do that, we'll talk about some of the other stuff because Nintendo has just been on this parade of bullshittery of just taking down everything. Everything. Like I think even some of the article writers between like Dual Shockers and Game Developer and PC Gamer and just pretty much everyone is just talking about like all the litigation it's been going through. From I think what was it last year we talked about how they shut down the what was it Evo?
Something like
No,
that.
no, they shut down. It wasn't Evo. They can't shut down the entirety of
Um,
Evo. They can shut down the Smash area of Evo because everybody else can play their games at a tournament except for people who play Smash.
Ah,
Because Nintendo says no.
so mind you, that was on basis of the program was modded, therefore we're not supporting your event, which is highly unfortunate. There's also other things going on with modders being hit. The dude who created the multiplayer Zelda mod, the moment Nintendo got whiff of that, is like, nope.
How dare you give everybody what they want? How dare you?
Pretty much.
Ass. Freaking like you know what your fan base wants. You know what your fan base has been asking for years, ranging from Mario to Zelda to Metroid to Pokemon to everything. You know exactly what your fan base wants. And when you continue to not give them what they want year after year after year, you can't blame them for doing what they want when they want it. It's not
Listen,
like
I can't play Yellow anymore. I can't play Sapphire anymore. I can't play Crystal anymore. You know, oh, this emulator bullshit, right?
mhm.
I can't do anything cross-compatible anymore because Nintendo is not, you know, in the picture with cross-compatibility with um Xbox and PlayStation. At this point, I want a refund for everything that I've ever bought from Nintendo.
Yeah.
So,
Nintendo don't. I think is what you're
That's
Like,
saying.
yeah,
about
I've
where
like
I'm
if you
at.
want to give me what I want like yeah, sure, I sunk a lot of time into those games, but I wish I could play those games again, but they don't want to do that for people. They want
Pokemon
to
Black
be
and
the
White.
destroyers of fun. People want nostalgia. That's
They're
why they play
the
freaking
no
Pokemon.
fun police.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. They quite literally have a money making machine with those old games.
Well,
Everybody,
look at World of Warcraft. People were complaining, "Hey, this is too modern for us. We want classic servers. We want to relive classic." Now you have everybody who's doing the hardcore challenge in classic. You know, they have events for Cataclysm. They have the Pandaria remix. You know, they're catering to, you know, all these old expansion. Even now with the 20th anniversary, they're going back and like even we're doing the time walking thing right now for Old War and the Wrath of Lich King raids and stuff like that because they do the time walking events and they're bringing back the tier 2 armor reskins. So it's just like there's there's an interest in nostalgia. You know, adding more Pokemon. Okay, cool, yay, woo! But I don't mind just going back to the basics, sweetheart.
like there are
I don't
people
mind
who
going back to Nintendo 64 and playing Hey You Pikachu.
like
I
there are
want to talk to
people
Pikachu. Sorry.
There are people who are still sitting there with 16 Game Boy DSs and shiny hunting on stream. People will play these games. Like, how's the old thing? If you build it, they will come. If you release them, they will buy. That's just how we are as fans. Like, and on the same note that Rain was talking about how Warcraft is doing their thing, before that happened, people were making their own classic servers. And then Blizzard was like, no, we're going to make our own classic servers to blackjacks and hookers. And they did their own thing, and they had to shut down the stuff that people made themselves, but they made their new stuff with the whole legacy, the classic, and the permadeath situation that you guys have. Nintendo,
Blizzard is still profiting off of it because even in the new classic stuff, they're adding WoW tokens.
and Nintendo could do the same thing. They could easily do the same thing. They did it for a little while with Nintendo DS when they re-released the original Red and Blue, the Crystal, the digital versions of all their games that were on the DS. Everybody ate that shit up. And how did they thank everybody? By shutting that shit down instead of just moving it over to the Switch. It does not take much for them to move that over to the Switch. We've seen it with their old school Nintendo 64 NES. I'm going to say it loud with my chest, emulators on their Switch. They could
Hey now,
easily.
don't use that blasphemy.
Hey, I would not put it past Nintendo if they try to patent fucking emulators with everything they've been doing lately.
They'll fail because there's too much prior work.
It's a
Prior art, I should
virtualization,
say.
and virtualization is like
That wouldn't stop them. We're talking about fucking Nintendo here. That won't stop them.
You can
Don't,
bring
not
back Mr. Game &
Nintendo.
Watch, but you can't bring back Pokemon Yellow. I tried playing my Pokemon Yellow and it was a corrupted file. I don't want to hear it.
Here, let me give you this list between 2022 and 2024. And this was done by PC Gamer. It said they went after a PC application that assigns box art to your non-Steam games because it had Nintendo art in its database. They barraged a YouTuber modder with copyright strikes and threats until he took down Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod. They blocked the release of the Dolphin emulator on Steam by warning Valve it'd come after them next. They indirectly killed a cool Portal 64 demake in development for genuine Nintendo 64 hardware. Amazingly, Valve nipped this one in the bud, not because of the Portal usage, but because it did not want to deal with the inevitable Nintendo fallout. They DMCA'd a Pal World Pokemon mod off the internet as the game was blowing up. And this is months before the patent suit. They sued the developers of the Yuzu Switch emulator, killed the project, settled for millions of dollars before a judge could decide if there was anything illegal about Yuzu. They killed the Citra 3DS emulator, made by the same Yuzu group in the fallout. They nuked 20 years worth of Nintendo-related Gary's mod creations from Orbit, because why not? They formally filed a patent lawsuit against Pal World, and they sicked the dogs on the last Switch emulator standing, Ryujinx. Like that's in 2 years.
Nintendo's a piece of shit. But at the same time, I understand needing to protect your IP. But I think they're choosing to do what the Recording Industry Association of America did when MP3 file format first came out and cassette first came out. Now, if you don't know what a cassette is, kids, that is a plastic device that had a ribbon in it, sometimes used for saving data files on computers and also audio. But to me, this reminds me a lot of how the MPIA, the Motion Picture, or MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, and the Recording Industry Association of America, how both of them reacted to VHS and cassettes independently, how it was going to be it's going to be the end of our entire industry, blah, blah, blah. I think Nintendo is going through growing pains right now where they're trying to hold on to the past, where they were the exclusive hardware vendor and supporter of their product. But now with all their product getting discontinued, instead of embracing the fan base and realizing if we culture these people and we nurture these people to make emulators, we will encourage them to buy the newer, latest products that we put out. I think they're taking that ham-fisted approach that the recording industry and the motion picture industry did when cassettes and VHS first came out, which was to try and shut them down and try and prevent you from owning a cassette player or a VHS player. Or when the MP3 came out, they sued the shit out of Napster because, oh my god, it was going to be the death of the entire fucking industry. And guess what? The industry evolved. Now you have streaming for most of your music. You can still download MP3s, and you know what? The metric changed for what they measured. They don't measure in CD sales anymore to determine success. When it comes to music, they look at like concurrent streams. So I think Nintendo's in this weird growing period where they just don't know what to do, and they're trying to grasp too much to the or cling too much to the past, which is what they were comfortable with, what they knew, and all of these changes with emulators and hardware advances to really do a good job of emulating stuff is just too much for them to understand because they're too out of touch with the technology.
Oh, it
I'm
reminds me
calling you a
so
bunch of
much.
old farts, you fuck faces.
It reminds me so much of a mayor that I dealt with living in Wallingford, Connecticut. So
Uh,
this guy was a mayor for about 30 years. His name is Mayor Dickinson.
Dick.
Hor-
it's going downhill from
Horrible
here.
person. And it's literally he didn't
Dick, you
have
suck.
oh yeah,
Hit.
so the city of Winnipeg did not have not Winnipeg, Wallingford did not have um they did not have a website at all. 30 years. Well, no, they didn't have a website for 30 years, and they're I'm trying to I want to say that their DMV didn't have what is it? You had to wait 2 hours 2 hours to actually get a driver's license there because it was paper applications.
What?
Um, yeah, paper applications, and pretty much what happened was this guy, he had no innovation. There was only one snowplow for the whole city, pretty much. No blizzard plan. He was singing songs at graduations for seniors at high school, and he says that we're going to go towards the future while also dressing up like Galileo.
Oh
Um,
my god.
You know that old song?
okay.
You know that old song, I don't care, I love it, I don't care. He sang that at a graduation.
That's weird.
He was the
Senile.
karaoke mayor,
Ugh.
and
And now we have Mario singing to us while we wake up.
I'm actually curious to see if Wallingford actually has a website. They might, but back in 20 2012, they did not have a website when I was living there. And he wanted to keep on staying mayor there. And the reason why he stayed a mayor there was because there was you know, old old people set in their ways. They didn't like the idea of change. They didn't want to change. What they had was good. They didn't want to grow with the times. They wanted to stay the way that they were. And it's like, out of all the places I lived, Wallingford probably was the most out of touch with, you know, advancing. Even when I was in I mean, granted, when I was in Alabama, they were using floppy disks instead of CDs.
Oh,
Imagine seeing a floppy disk at this day and age.
2007,
it's called the
2007
save icon.
The save
2007
icon,
Job
yes.
Corps 2007 Job Corps was still using floppy disks while I was burning CDs at home and was able to use what is it, the pin drives. Yeah.
So, as an IT person, I can speak to that a little bit. Depending on the size of your organization, flipping your processes from one media type to another can be quite the challenge. And if the software doesn't support a media drive or removable media, you're going to be stuck using archaic systems for quite some time. Is it good? No, by far. It's horrible. But that's the weird part, is sometimes you're just stuck in this weird quasi like backwards industry of like, why the hell am I using floppy disks when everyone else is on like zip drives? You're like, what the fuck's a zip drive?
No,
Oh
they
god, I'm
had the
old.
capability of using CDs because how else do you think they had us doing Mavis Beacon typing tutor?
But it's business processes and on the backside, right? So the teaching software may have supported it, but if they had stuff on the back end like any sort of payroll or internal communications or whatever, or internal software that required floppy disks, swapping that out would be expensive as hell.
Now you're like the only other thing I can compare the whole Nintendo situation to is Ocean Gate. We want something new and innovative, and everything in the past is in the past. You don't want those old,
Yes.
you
Let's
know.
sink this shaft deep into the ocean. No.
Ugh. It
And
was
yet
supposed
people
to
are,
be ball shaped, ball shaped.
Yeah.
and yeah,
You
here
can't
people
go
are
that deep with a
on.
shaft. You can only go with a ball.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I need to show you like the article with Dickinson as Galileo if I can find it. I'm that I
I
let me see if he's still mayor. Hold on.
fucked up. I have no food for my colony of beavers. They're all about to die of starvation. This might be the end of it. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm also
nope.
playing Timberborn while we do this.
So news article January 2024. After 40 plus years. 40 plus years. Sorry. Wallingford's mayor is stepping down.
He finally got too old.
You said
Oh,
40? Like 40?
4-0 as mayor. Like I said,
So people were voting for him anyway, knowing that he was bass backwards.
yeah.
About right.
Huh? Why do you
That
think
hurts
I'm
my
still hooked
brain.
on this whole? Why do you think I'm so like livid about it after not being there since 2012, 2013? And I'm looking at the article, I'm like, 40 years now. Wow.
You're still living?
No, last news article I heard, or at least a long time ago, the thing is like he wasn't even he wasn't even good enough to run his whole own household. His wife took the kids and ran.
God damn.
Smart woman.
Rough.
Stop.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for derailing it. I'm
But
just like, ugh.
that's fine.
we
We
went
cut it.
from Mario to Pokemon to old geezers. We chased that rabbit.
That's what we do here.
But it was a
That's
good
my
analogy,
Lord
right?
of Dickinson.
Like I understand the
Love it.
point because it's making fun of how backwards Nintendo is and how stuck in their ways they are of doing everything wrong. These in today's standards, they're doing everything backwards, and really they should be embracing change instead of hiding from it and cowering from it because they think it's so scary.
Like even the big bads of Microsoft and Sony are starting to play nice with PC and letting cross compatibility be a thing. Meanwhile, Nintendo's still standing in their little circle saying, "No, we're playing with our own toys. You can't touch them."
Yeah, well, and what's really funny is Microsoft has always been like, we'll play with anybody who wants to come near us because we had games for Windows Live. Like they were
We
just
don't talk
happy to
about games
play
from
with
Windows Live.
anybody. But that's the thing. They were just happy to have anybody pay attention to them. For the longest time, PlayStation was like, "Ew, you're PC," and then PC Master Race on Reddit was like, "Ew, you're console."
Yep.
And
I
now they're
will.
like, "Hey, by our powers combined, we are Voltron of gaming."
Woo! My how the turntables.
Yes,
I will
my
say I
how
am
the turntables.
proud. I am proud of Wallingford though, because they finally got a website up. And one of the catchphrases on the website is "Find it fast" because they were slow as fuck.
Why can't they just be? I would totally take catchphrase. New guy reference. But yeah, no, Nintendo sucks. It's terrible. They're going after anyone and everyone. Like, it's at the point right now where, like, I don't
Excuse me, I
really
think I
want
just burped
to,
into the
like,
mic.
with the next Pokemon and the next Switch, but I'm holding my breath right now to see what happens with this patent lawsuit. Right? Patent
Yep.
lawsuit goes through. I'm just, nope, no more subscriptions. Like, I like Mario and whatnot, and their only cross compatibility type thing they ever did wasn't even cross compatibility. They created specific games for different platforms. Who remembers Mario Jump? Or that terrible Mario Kart game that came out for mobile? Or that weird...
Their poor example of trying to play nice with the mobile networks.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was such
Listen,
a
I'll give
bad
them a
take.
dub. Old school Mario Tennis was good.
I haven't played it. Mario Strikers? No, is that the soccer one?
That was
No,
soccer.
no, the
I
old
played
Tennis?
Mario
old
Tennis for Wii.
No, they had one for 64,
Game
didn't
Boy.
they? They had one for
Game
Game
Boy.
Boy?
Yeah.
I did not know
They
that.
had one for the Virtual Boy.
Dang. Virtual Boy.
Yep, as if you talk about seeing red. People did not like that console. Put up with the
No.
Blockbuster.
Virtual Boy. I remember playing that. That was
See,
so cool.
I still have the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy.
Oh,
It's
wow.
in my son's room right now. So I
I
mean,
loved that game.
yeah, so I mean there's plenty of like I used to love collecting the cards on that game. Like, oh my goodness. But it's just like
Speaking,
that's what I like though. That's what I really liked is the nostalgia. Like I'm glad that I still have that, but it's just like I don't want to sink $140 into playing a game that I paid what $20 for back in the day?
Yeah.
Question mark. It's kind of like spending $1 million on a what is it, Texas calculator. No, stop it. Go away.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're
So-
living in a world where you can play Doom on a pregnancy test. It's time to get things onto the Switch like they're supposed to.
Wait,
How
do
did-
I have
wait,
to test that theory out?
No, you can. It's already been proven.
So how do you play?
Oh fuck.
Like do you
Look
have
it
to
up.
control?
I literally saw it on TikTok the other day. They were
Do you have
playing
to-
Doom. I got it. Let me find it.
Can you imagine? You get a pregnancy test and your baby comes out and be like, "Hey, you already beat the game before you were even born."
Wow. So just to reiterate from last episode, you can play Doom on a pregnancy test, but you can't play it on a quantum computer. So again, I think we're safe for right now.
Like, can you play it on a Cybertruck?
can you play it on a Samsung smart fridge like you can Doom?
Skyrim.
Yes. Now,
I'm putting the article in the big chat so you can see the video of somebody playing on the pregnancy test.
beautiful.
I'll
So
take a look
what
at
I
it later.
like is that you had mentioned tabletop games, and if there's one thing we know about tabletop, especially like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, sometimes you can find cards that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
which is insane. Sort of like baseball cards and trading cards and shit like that. But if you've got $20,000 or so kicking around, you too can own your very own ish kind of sort of look like of Baldur's Gate 3's Astarion in sex doll format.
I saw that.
Yes. If you've got 20 grand, you can have Astarion as a sex doll.
That's the
Internet's
starting price, by
favorite
the way.
Twink. Sorry?
That's the starting price, by the way. It can
That's just
go
the
the
up
basic.
double.
internet's
That's just the
favorite
basic.
twink is now yours to fuck for 20 grand.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I saw that and oof. That's
Talk about succumbing
amazing.
to the dark urge, huh?
Yep. Giving in to the dark urge, and for those of you in chat, that's the link I'm spamming a few times here.
If you're interested, you got $20,000 laying around. There you go.
Yep, there is a not safe for work link in the article. They do link it. They do mark it as not safe for work. But
So what's the price I
yeah.
can get for it on Temu?
Temu
I
Stereo.
ordered Astarion, but instead I got I don't know, pick a random fuck.
You got what's his name for freaking What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh,
Oh boy, frick, what's his name?
Laszlo.
No, the other one.
Guillermo.
No, the other one. The long black hair.
Nan-
The leader.
Nandor.
Him.
Nandor.
Nandor,
Yeah, Nandor from Kimu.
Oh,
This fucking guy.
instead of getting Nandor from like the doll site, you just get freaking one of the Geico commercial cavemen. Oh,
Oh no 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 no
Oh
no no! You
no.
get Nosferatu.
oh no.
No.
Sorry.
If you don't look it directly in the face, it should be fine, right?
Yeah, put a bag over his head. It's good.
Yeah, or close your eyes.
Oh, this is why we drink during the podcast.
That's it.
Yeah,
We do not take donations for shots, though. We don't. I do it for free.
yeah.
Disclaimer.
Let's see here.
shot.
Come on.
Other minor things that came through aside from Nintendo and your very own Astarion. I think the UK has given up.
Tickle me, Astarion.
The UK has given up the IO domain for the Chagos Islands. So IO, while like itch.io and whatnot, that particular domain name, actually IO stands for Indian Ocean. I did not know that. I thought it was
Really?
IO because, input, output.
That's what a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
See, you can learn on this podcast, believe it or not.
Yeah. So the IO
From IO.
domain, I don't know if that's actually going to be a thing anymore. I think it's going to be handled like it was with a different situation here. There's something I didn't even know about. I was like, oh, okay.
It'll definitely be interesting to see
.u.
what happens.
Wait, what did you say? .me or something?
.yu.
Oh,
There.
You know, not me. No, not
Yeah.
you.
Doesn't tell me where that actually came from, but apparently it's associated. It's associated with countries. I guess .com commercial, like .co.uk is everything you'll find in Britain. .ca is everything you'll find in Canada. Right? I don't think in anything .us here is pretty much a government website. So, but yeah, so that's a thing. Destiny 2 was targeted by an author, I believe. His last name is Martineau, and by the pen name of Casper Cole. He's going after Destiny 2. He's like, hey, that story you're using, it's fine. And he's making a lot of similarities with the Red faction that's in there, or Red Legion's cabal, and is like, yeah, no, like their motives are exactly like mine. This is almost exactly the same. So Destiny 2, what the fuck? So he's going after them.
And I have a problem with that because there's a lot of prior art in terms of what this person's claiming. So everything they're claiming in their lawsuit, if you sit down and read it, it reads a lot like every sci-fi trope out there. And I have read, the occasional Warhammer 40k book, and it's like, oh, I've seen this in Warhammer 40k, or I've seen this in this, sci-fi book, or that one. And I think this is a very weak claim along the lines of perhaps maybe shit, I should have claimed this years ago and I didn't, or along the lines of, hey, maybe I can make a claim on this even though it's kind of dubious. It doesn't seem right, and it doesn't seem like it's a legitimate claim just because of the way it's worded and how much, like I said, how much prior art is already out there.
Does that make sense? Let's see here. Last Nintendo bit. Apparently, a hardware modder is being attacked by Nintendo, and he's self-representing. And he effectively replied with, let's see here. Let me read this out to you. This came from Dual
Fuck your hat?
Shockers. Close. Let's see here. Nintendo sued Ryan Daly, the man behind audacious attempt at self-representation in July over his alleged company's creation and distribution of modded Switch console, pirated games, mod chips, and enabling game privacy. Or not, piracy. Privacy. It also sued Archbox, another alleged operator, pirated Nintendo games and consoles stores and mods and Switch pirated subreddits. Let's see here. Dally replied to the majority of Nintendo's complaints with denied.
Eh,
Denied.
He also denied Nintendo's claim of ownership over modded hardware, saying the defendant is without sufficient information to either admit or deny the allegations of this paragraph, and on that basis denies them.
So basically, you're being dumb. Shut the fuck up. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
I
there.
sit in my corner of the internet wondering why Nintendo, putting so much effort into actually trying to strike people down, can't get better with memes. Meanwhile, Peppa Pig is starting to evolve.
Oh no! Is it going
I
to
need
turn
some. I need
into
some context on this.
Peppa Pork? Is it going to
Lord,
be
I
a
just
shiny?
sent you. I just sent you a a clip that's going viral right now because they're catching on to memes on
Okay, I'm looking.
Instagram.
Lord goes and looks that up. Last thing on the list today is looks like RuneScape creators are making a game called Brighter Shores, which is another MMO. And if you don't know what RuneScape is, what Rock came out of, but it's been around literally forever. It's Brighter Shores, another MMO by him, and I was looking at some of the shots on Steam and reading about it, and it looks a lot like Neverwinter Nights, and I loved Neverwinter Nights as far as like how the game that might be try. And it's
If you ever
RuneScape.
get Nord to, I'm sorry.
Um, it's RuneScape, not based or anything, but it's made by the same folks. Worth taking a look at. But
I was gonna say if you ever get Nord to play the game, you could always call it Neverwinter Nords.
Oh.
yeah, fun fact. I actually, and I'm kind of glad we never got caught doing this. One of my roommates back in the 2000s.
This could be a very loaded conversation.
It could be.
Me and my roommates back in the day.
Well, no, like he, like Neverwinter Nights was was the hottest shit around, right? And people would make their own servers, their own theme servers, and whatnot. Gentlemen made a Castlevania themed Neverwinter Nights server, and like it
Ooh.
had rideable horses, vampires. I even got to ride a little bit in there. I think I made a bard that stood in the middle of the main town, and if you said the wrong thing to him, he turned you into a chicken. Ran around town for like
All right.
Tell me
as
about
a
those
chicken.
Red Dragon disciples, though.
Red Dragon Disciples. What about those?
Just tell me about.
We don't talk about the red dragons.
I
Are they
heard
like
they were
bad
all the
dragons but
rage.
worse?
Only during certain times of the month.
Oh.
God damn it.
Yeah,
What?
you can't play Doom in those times.
Ugh. No, wouldn't you
Not
just
yet.
normally be playing
Not
Doom?
confirmed yet.
Just
But
naturally
they
playing
could
Doom at
be
that point?
they could be they could be a bard or a sorcerer in the game.
So, but yeah, nope. I've got no more topics. Anybody else have anything to talk about? I think Amy hit his Astarion sex doll. We talked about Nintendo for most of this podcast. And
Yeah, one thing, if you're a VTuber, you have, or just any
Oh,
sort of
God.
internet personality or anyone in a position of influence, you have a moral obligation to treat people with respect and not be a racist shithole.
Okay, that's not where I thought this
And
conversation was going. What happened?
no, I got sent a message today with uh someone who tweeted something out. They posted like it's rage bait, 100%. They posted a clip of himself being in Roblox, basically being homophobic,
Homophobic.
and I have no patience for that. Like, you can go eat a
No.
mind you,
bag of rusty nails
it's Christian
if you're gonna
homophobic.
behave like that.
There's
Um,
no love like Christian hate. Doo-da.
yeah, like
Well,
just
it's not even that. Well, it is that, but on top of that too, in a game like Roblox, it's supposed to be catered to children. That's, we buy the Roblox toys and, you know, CVS or whatever. I bought plenty of, those Roblox toys for my son so he can get those codes. Cool.
Still doing it.
And I don't get. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. I'm 35 years old. I have my son. who's a teenager now, right? I'm not going to be the mom, be like, "Hey, cool kids, what's no?"
How do you do, fellow kids?
Trust your
Yeah.
fucking ass
I'm the same
down
way.
and stay out of their fucking lives. You're not in their age group. If they ask you for advice and they
That's
really
one
need
thing.
advice on something, that's one thing. Help them out, whatever. But don't fucking sit there and tell them, "Oh, you're gonna go to hell," or shut the fuck up. Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
shut
The
the fuck
whole
up.
thing was so inappropriate. And it just makes me disgusted because this person claims they're 24. Well, they're acting like they're 2.5. If you
Listen,
it's 2024. Enough of this bullshit of not being able to accept people for who they are. Fuck off. Get off my goddamn planet if you can't accept people and love people for who they are. Piss right off.
and the thing
Act
is
like
too,
a
like
fucking adult.
they're
Anyways,
they
that's
should
that's my
like
rant.
the whole thing too is the whole. I want to say it feels like exploiting minors because you're baiting them into responding to you, and then you're posting those clips to Twitter, and in return, people are getting upset and engaging with the post, and you see all these people that are, responding to this person, and all your, like you're literally just like lining their pockets with Elon Elon shit, and it's they're being Roblox is using them to freaking program games, and this person's using them to freaking farm content. I thought there was
Yeah.
a issue, there was, policy against, engagement farming, and that's what this 24-year-old something, one step
Piece of
closer to
shit
being
is what
Dr.
that person is.
One step closer to being Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah. Like
Leave the fucking
it
kids
takes
alone.
it takes no effort to be kind to someone, to
It doesn't.
accept
It
someone
really
for
doesn't.
who they are and encourage them to be the best version of themselves they are. That takes no fucking effort
All
whatsoever.
while, all while also
Grow the
leaving kids
fuck up.
alone.
Sorry. On a happier note, I had a lot of rum tonight.
That brings us to our round table.
Sorry, Angry Mama Crit came out.
Yeah, an angry Barco. Just be nice to people. It takes no effort. It has
Yes.
lots of rewards in this life to be nice to people. Anyways, our
Yes.
round table.
Yep. Let's start off with the critical update. What's going on in Florida, Crit? How are you? How are you doing? How are you surviving? It sounds like internet electricity's up at your place, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones. Milton I had a few periods of, I mean, I'm not one of the ones that lost their power, like the, I came close, not gonna lie. I was close to having a tree drop on my car, but, we're still kind of dealing with a gas shortage. I was lucky enough today, after 3 days, finally finding like gas. Uh, but you still have the insanity going on. Like there's like literally people that are unga bungaing if
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh,
like
ooh.
back to primitive age, like, "Oh, you cut in line, I smash," like what?
Yeah. When you
Smash
said
first,
someone
ask
pulled a
questions later.
gun at one of the gas stations,
No, one person had a gun, another person supposedly in Clearwater, St. Pete, somewhere around there in Pinellas. Um, they stabbed someone in the neck over gas. So it's just like I made the comment of, you're not going to have a gas problem if you get booked into like a place like the county jail. They'll give you free bed and, breakfast too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't have to see you at the gas pump anymore. It's up to you if you
other
want to be a dumbass.
you'll be pumping things, just not gas.
Oh,
Hey,
no, they're
somebody,
not
never
going to be
mind. Never
pumping
mind.
things. Well,
Somebody's gonna
maybe
be
they will
pumping
be pumping things.
in
They'll be
They
South
they
scamming
will
Florida.
be.
In South Florida, people pump things into you.
Yep.
Unless you're doing the other kind of pumping, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be
Mhm.
All right.
dropping the soap quite a lot.
They'll be turning into a
Waddle,
they'll
waddle.
be LARPing. They'll be LARPing Astarion. Yeah.
Oh
Ah,
no.
very nice. Other than that,
What?
you're doing all right.
Uh, for what it's worth, um, I'd say so. I mean, I still had to help out my mom a little bit today because she had car issues. Uh, checking in on my old coworkers. I even after the hurricane, I checked in. Like I still had my old boss's phone number just in case. Like, hey, you want me to work for you again? you know. I saw one of my old coworkers today, and he's like, "I haven't seen you in months. We miss you." And my mom's like, "You want her back?" It's like, "Oh."
Very nice.
um,
Well, how's
no,
Amy
but it
weathering?
was.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I'm just there's I'm there's the bad times I've noticed, but there's also the good times. Like you see, like certain people in the community are acting like assholes, but like the local gyms like Crunch Fitness, they open their doors to the people that don't have electricity. Hey, you want to use our amenities, charge your phone, have a shower. They even said, hey, you don't have to be a member here. If you want to come in for a free workout, come in, take a shower, get some electric in your phone, get some charge.
Business.
And then you have there's actually food trucks actually stopping by like CVS's and stuff like that, handing out free food until they run out. There's people opening up their houses to other people, offering free dinner to other people. It's there's actually barbecue places that are offering like $5 to free um meals to people that don't have any power and stuff like that. It's it's been a while. I think it's been a while since I've actually seen a community that's come together like that. That's even with the shortage of gas. There's one lady that's like offering to carpool people from one side of town to the other or whatever. Like, if you work for this organization, you can carpool with me. I'm on the way over there anyway. So it's just like a lot of people are looking out for each other. Like one person's like, I'm out of, I just got my power restored. I have enough time right now that I want to help people with yard work. Like I said, there's people that are assholes, but there's people in the community that are trying to counter the pain and the frustrations that our people are going through. So we're still dealing with things that like people are still struggling with, and that's another thing. But just this overall sense of community that's starting to pop up is actually kind of it warms it, for someone that I've had an issue with like trust and stuff like that, but now I'm starting to believe that there are some good people in this world.
Makes sense to me. It takes a catastrophe to make people be nice for whatever reason. So, well, on the note of catastrophes, Amy, what's going on with you?
Other than getting pissy with people for being homophobic asswipes, not much. I may have just almost lost my entire beaver colony in Timberborn. Got annoyed at myself and am now playing a different game. But yeah, and other than watching On Patrol Live with Reyna, not up to a lot this week. Other than, oh yeah, no, I am doing some stuff around the house, getting ready for a new wall to be built in my place.
Oh,
That was
very
the word I'm
nice.
looking for.
Very
Doing
nice.
renos.
Are you going to be with Bomb this week?
It's up to him. I don't know. I was actually hanging out with Mom this past Thursday night, and we got back to playing Satisfactory together for the first time, and it was a little bit goofy.
It was a lot of
Won't
fun.
lie.
I was sitting in on
I
that
got my
chat.
founder's badge. I got my founder's
Yes,
badge by tossing some bits at him.
yes.
It wasn't
I
much,
got
but it wasn't much.
someone by the name of Reyna said I was lewd. I don't know why that would
Love it.
be. I don't
A
know
little bit.
why. I would never admit to being lewd.
I would blame it on
Look,
Cajun. So,
I was just
Always
running
blame it
around
on
with hard
Cajun.
shafts with balls with nuts in my hands. Hard
Oh,
hard
don't
sparky
blame that
shafts
part
and
on
nuts.
me.
He ate a lot of nuts that night.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuts and shaft jokes because that was the phase of the game they were in, nuts and shafts, and gobbling nuts like that. So okay, I mean, muted himself. He's probably swearing at me.
No, I had to sneeze.
I just saw
Son of a
saw the big red like mic thing come up. I was like, oh shit.
No, I was
Self-censored.
sneezing.
So
I didn't think
I was
chat wanted to hear
figuring
me
that you were
sneeze.
laughing your ass off, but
Well, there's that too.
Cajun, what do you got planned this week? I know that you're still in the process of job hunting and place hunting. So what's going on?
The job hunting definitely, because the missus has already got herself lined up with a new gig, hopefully. So it's my turn. In the meantime, while I'm polishing up my resume and all that good stuff, I am diving back into tabletop stuff because I am in desperate need of some Dungeons and Dragons in my life.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Are you still going to
So-
stay local, or have you decided to move states or cities or anything like that? 'Cause I know that like you and the
with-
wife are like a whole lot of fuck that.
With her opportunity, we'll definitely be here for at least one more year minimum. Especially getting her feet in the door with the powers that be and all that. But yeah, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. You're stuck with me for at least a year, no
At
matter where I go.
least. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been doodling on my new pad. I'm getting that back up and running.
Yeah, I saw you post some art on the Discord server. That was nice.
That was the queen herself, Dr. Girlfriend from Venture Brothers. I love that little pad. It's really good. I drew a goblin today. It looks really cool. I'm gonna share that with the squad later. And what else did I draw? I drew something else. I started doing some figure drawings to get my anatomy work going because I kept looking at that Dr. Girlfriend drawing. I was like, the body is okay, but her neck looking kind of thick. So I got to figure out what I proportioned wrong. So it's just getting the rust off and getting the art hand working again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I wish you luck with that. What am I doing?
And you, Lumi, what's happening in the world of Loom?
I'm playing Diablo 4, trying to make my way through the latest expansion. I've tracked WoW for a bit. I've watched a crap ton of anime in the last week, and next week's probably going to be the same. I'm going to be doing more thoughts on AI. I need to do more blog posts and things like that for practical application AI as a thought process, as opposed to let's just AI everything because we can. So that's what I'm
Because
doing.
reasons.
Because I'm all for the application of common sense on why you should do stuff.
That's a superpower, Lumi.
It is. It certainly is. So, there was also a meme I posted in the meme channel where it was. Let me go real quick because it was actually kind of beautiful. Let's see. It says, "If you're weird enough with the homies, you can break all boundaries of platonic romantic love and make a third, more evil thing: a podcast." So that's
it.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's it.
Episode 81 in the books. Good job, everyone. How are you guys looking for next week? We good for next week? Let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All
good to
right.
go.
just ignore chat right now.
I don't stop. I see a lot of public petting going on, so that's
Oh
fine.
God! If I can do this with one thing, what?
So,
That's what he said.
well,
Yes, you're gonna love my nuts.
other than that, everybody go enjoy yourselves. We'll catch you next week. And Cajun, can you see us out?
Absolutely. You guys stay awesome. You guys stay classy. And if Crit would like to follow me up,
Don't be a dick.
that's it.
Have a good one.
Take care now. Bye bye then.